Howdy folks, welcome to part 3 of my little rock tumbler build and polish rocks video series. I gotta get these barrels loaded up. First of all, it is Thursday, the 19th of May. It is, it's going on about 5 minutes till 7. And yeah, stuff happened. These should have gone on last, probably Saturday or Sunday. Well, again, stuff happened. So it took a while to get back to clean up and straighten up and get everything ready. So I'm going to get these barrels loaded here in a minute. But first, I wanted to show you this. I don't know how well you can see down in the bottom. First of all, do you see that blobby this? Well, that is a ring of silicone caulk that I used to try to fill the gap caused when the pipe makes contact with this. It leaves a gap. I don't think you can see it on camera, but my worry was that the grit was going to get in there and it wouldn't rotate with the rocks, or it would get stuck in there. I don't know. So I filled the gap with silicone caulk. On Louis, it appears fine. On this one, you see all that? You see how that's moving? That's all grit that was behind, it worked its way behind the caulk. Oops. Gosh darn, this is so difficult trying to do stuff like this sometimes and focus on the viewfinder. But anyway, that is not acceptable. That's a lot of carryover grit. So, unfortunately, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to load it after I rinse it out. I'm going to load it up with rocks and just go for it. I'm hoping that the gap isn't so substantial that all the tumbling media is going to drop in there and not tumble the rocks, but hey, you know what? The scientific hits never stop here, folks. Alright folks, I went ahead, even though there weren't quite 2 pounds to start with, and we've got a little less now, I just upped it to 2 pounds, so I've got 4 tablespoons of the, the 180-220 grit silicon carbide put in there, and I didn't put it in this one yet because I wanted to show you something else we've done. That is ceramic tumbling media, and it's designed to make up volume when you're a little short, and it's also designed to cushion rocks. Some rocks, if you don't use that, you won't get any kind of good results at all, I guess. A little nervous because obviously I've never worked with it before, because this is literally my first batch of rocks, but I've read around and looked on the internet and stuff. There's a lot of people say you need to prep it first before you use it because it's kind of sharp. According to the directions I'm going by, it only states that after step 2. It says add ceramic media if you need to make up volume, if you have them, or plastic pellets. And then for the step 3, it says, if you haven't used your ceramic yet, don't use it in this step, because now it'll be too sharp. Well, again, I'm assuming, according to their directions, what I'm doing is fine, but uncharted territory and all. So let me get this one filled and I'll come back. Alright folks, before I button these up, I wanted to show you something kind of funny. The veins, or paddles as I call them, you can see the outlines of them and where the actual pipe touched and protected. Oddly, this is very dark compared to this one. I mean, that darkened a little bit. It's very gently scuffed. I suppose in about 500 uses this might wear through. I don't know. At that rate anyway, I think. But both the round-ended ones ended up like that. Well, you could say, well, that's a different cap. It's a different, maybe the formulation's slightly different. Well, I don't know how much variance there is in PVC formulation, but the other thing is Dewey's inner part got darker too than Louis or Huey. So take that for what it's worth. Alright folks, I got to do a little maintenance here. I want to kind of show you my funny redneck lubricating oil bottle I made with some, it's Heinz ketchup, duct tape, and a spent shotgun shell. And these, these little pipettes work really nice. They're incredibly cheap. They do actually last a long time if you take care of them, and it gives you a lot better control. The other thing is, in my last video, one of them, I called this a Zerk. Well, this is actually, I believe, a pillow block bearing with a oil cap. It's got a little reservoir in there. Bob Whitney, are you listening? Would this technically be called, even though it's not greasable, a pillow block bearing, and what are these little flippy caps called? And is SAE 20 an appropriate oil? And how often should I oil? Please leave your answer in the comment or in the chat next to the video. Real quick before I fire this up, if you can see this it's a little piece of plywood that I assume was meant to be a stop for the barrels. Well, old Louie was rubbing up against that for 7 days, and that's not very deep, but it did definitely etch some. So I'm gonna put old Dewey on this end because he's got that flat end. I think he'll I don't know, it shouldn't wear into him as badly. Alright folks, I'm not going to plug it in just this second. I know it's a little noisy, but so it's well, it's probably about 7:30 by now on the 19th. So these are going to roll until about that time or thereabouts on the 26th, and we'll see what we see then. Thank you for watching. I don't know if this will come through on the camera or not, or the audio, but with those ceramic pellets in there, it sure sounds a lot quieter to me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Howdy folks. Through the magic of time, it's been 7 days. I've got these all opened up, and we're gonna see what we got for see what the progress is. And this was Dewey, by the way. Interesting. I've got a layer of gunk in the bottom. Don't know why that would be. We did actually do we weren't meaning to, but we did an experiment with leaving the tumbler barrels on rotating for a minute because we lost power for about 5 hours. But I don't know why it would be in the bottom that it's built up so heavily, because it's laying on its side. And I just pulled these off, and heck, they haven't been sitting for more than a few minutes, so that's a mystery. They look like they've come along pretty good. See that pretty tiger's eye again. Yep, there's the Labradorite. See if I can catch that and make it sparkle a little bit. Here's the one with the little pointy finger on it. That's also a piece of tiger's eye, I believe. It's just darker than most of the stuff you see. Ooh, that one's coming out nice. Alright folks, these are Louie's rocks. Yeah, let's see that. That doesn't have near the buildup in it that Dewey does. I'm confused about that because that was actually, it wasn't concrete, but it was darn tricky to get out of there. I still got some work to do on it, in fact. And again, yeah, we lost power, but it was laying on its side, not on its end. So if somebody can explain that little weirdness to me, I'd appreciate it. But they sure look like they're coming along good to me, but again, remember, I don't know nothing, so take that with a grain of salt, like I say. But yeah, they've definitely smoothed up a lot. They've shrunk more. I'm glad the next couple phases are not going to shrink them too much more than they already are. Yep, they're coming along nicely, I think. And finally, we have Humble Huey in his not so humble rocks. Yeah, again, no build up like there was in Dewey there. I don't understand what happened. Do not understand, Sam I am. But I know one thing, these rocks are looking prettier and prettier. Man, that blue color is just amazing. Just amazing. So anyway, this is the conclusion of what would be round 2, which was 180 220 grit silica carbide. I got to get these all cleaned up and clean the barrels up, prep everything, and get them back in. I'll do some weights and measures and whatnot. Probably include that in the next step, but should be about another 7 days plus 1 because I won't do it until tomorrow now, I don't think. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed following along on my misadventures in rock tumbling. And I appreciate you all watching. And aren't those pretty? We'll see you in the next one, folks. Thank you.